Okay. Someone didn't eat they bananas. Hey, someone didn't eat they bananas. Hey, come on in, y'all. Didn't eat they bananas. How do y'all keep getting in here? Don't worry about it. Eat they bananas.
Good morning, sweet world, and welcome to the No Dunks podcast presented by Amazon Prime. It's Thursday, June 5th, 2025. Happy NBA Finals Day. I'm Jay Skeets here in the Classic Factory, and alongside me, as always, Tass Mellis.
Yes, happy NBA Finals and Nintendo Switch 2 Day, everybody.
Wow. And over yonder, making the magic happen, super producer JD.
It comes out today?
It is out.
Wow.
All right. Happy days to everyone.
Didn't get delivered to everybody. There's some problems.
You have one coming to your household?
Nah.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
waiting for all the problems to get sorted.
Yeah,
you know?
smart.
Then bang, here I come.
Awesome. Well, hello to everybody joining us on YouTube. Hit the like button and subscribe, podcast listeners. 5-star ratings and reviews. As you guys know, Trey and Esh are in OKC cranking out the content.
They are.
The boys posted like 4 or 5 shorts from NBA Media Day yesterday. A lot of fun ones. So make sure you go check those out if you haven't already. They're on YouTube. They're on Instagram. They're on X/Twitter. And they're on TikTok. Mm-hmm. Yes, we are on TikTok.
We are.
Tough to crack the TikTok algorithm.
Yeah, it's not our forte.
It's not. I don't know
We used to be
why.
good at it.
I know. We used to have some that like pop off. Now we can like get not a lot. I don't know what's going on.
I don't know. We reduced our amount of hashtags.
Oh yes.
That was supposed
Is
to
that
be
it?
that was supposed to be the positive thing we were doing. That was supposed to be cracking it.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well,
it went the other way.
Okay, it doesn't matter. The content is gold.
there. It's there.
So do them a favor, go watch it, and you know what? Hit the like button here in this video to send your love to the guys.
And we'll have some photos from it in this show.
Okay.
Because there's lots happening.
Yeah, we got some NBA news to talk about. We'll get into the latest with the Kevin Durant trade rumors, and the Suns have a new coach. A guy that probably 99% of you don't know what he looks like. That's okay. Mm-hmm. But first, it is game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight. They're going to start this at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC. 8:30. Throw it in air quotes. We're going to determine who's going to get the NBA championship, the first in their franchise history, because the Pacers won multiple ABA titles, and OKC has won prior when the franchise was the Seattle Supersonics, but that doesn't count. No. Sonics are eventually coming back. They're going to take all that history. So they're playing for their first. This is exciting. So to get us in the mood, we thought it would be fun to draft the top players here in the NBA Finals from these two teams. We're basically ranking them because we're drafting them like this. Now, these teams go deep, Tass.
Oh, baby.
Like, the coaches play a lot of these guys, so I think we could do 9-10 rounds going back and forth. We can play it by ear. But first, we got to find out who picks first here in our very important NBA Finals draft. So I got a trivia question for you. And I think if you can hit like the over-under line of this question, you get the first pick. All right? I think you're going to be okay with this. So here's the cue. Hit me with that music, JD. Since 2010, 9 players have played for both the Thunder and Pacers franchises.
Since 2010.
If you can name, I think if you can name 5, so more than half. If you can name 5, you get the first pick overall in our draft here today. So
I'm not going to be able to name them.
I think you can.
They're not clicking immediately.
Oh, no? Okay.
I was just going to bring a looney for us to determine who's going to get first.
This is way more fun.
This is way more fun.
Yeah.
5 guys have played for both teams.
9 have, but I'm only looking for 5.
Yeah, 5 is the quota.
You worry about 5.
Yeah. So I got to name them now?
Yeah, let's go.
Honestly, none are like...
Come on.
None are jumping.
Okay, you're basically... There's 3 All-Stars. Like, you should get those 3.
Okay, Paul George.
There we go. Okay. We're on the board.
Yeah. All-Stars is key. OKC and Indiana.
Yeah.
Why are they not jumping to my All-Stars?
You're going to be kicking yourself when I tell you
when we're talking All-Stars.
I mean, they've been All-Stars, my point.
Yeah. So they should be. Man, I'm going deep. I'm thinking Eric Mainor. Earl Watson.
You're going too far back.
Way too far back. Woof.
All right. I mean, it looks like I might be getting the number 1 pick here.
Yeah, you can take it.
I'll give you 10 more seconds.
Okay, and I'll start with which team?
Now
I'm thinking that's...
Well, the Pacers for sure. Both of these guys. Yes.
Both these guys...
Yeah.
It's not Roy Hibbert. It's not Jalen Rose. It's not George
You're
Hill.
going,
it's not.
oh, George Hill is an answer, but
Okay.
not with that particular
that's
name.
a forgettable one. Anyways.
Okay, you got two. You got Paul George and George Hill.
Oof.
You're just going back too far.
Too far?
Yeah, you got to be more, in the last,
current.
like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years, basically.
A guy who was an all-star for the Indiana Pacers that also played for OKC.
Yeah, but this one guy's been an all-star in the Western Conference, too.
Yep,
and
wow.
remains in an all-star contention.
It's not David West. I guess I'm going too far back.
You're going too far back.
All right, just
I'll give it to you.
tell
Here we
me,
go.
yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get the number one pick.
You get it.
I was looking for DeMontis Sabonis.
Yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah, and then I thought you were going to get Victor Oladipo as well.
Of course, Vic.
Yeah.
Two
yeah.
all-star
So those were the
games.
ones I thought. I thought you were going to get Paul George, Sabonis, Oladipo, bang, bang, bang. You just were drawing a blank.
Oladipo is not memorable as a member. I should have got that one. I should have got that one, yeah.
And then I might as well give you the rest of the list.
Yeah.
You did get George Hill.
Yeah.
You backdoored into that one.
Yeah.
Jeremy Lamb.
Yeah,
He actually played a lot for both of the franchises.
Yeah, I heard the down to dunk guys mention him as.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Another guy, former Raptor, DJ Augustine.
Yeah.
Wait, did he play for the Raps?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had a game-winning shot.
Right, for the Raps or against the Raps?
Oh, against the Raps.
He was against the Raps.
Yeah. But he played for both.
Yeah. Doug McDermott. Now this
Yeah.
gets a little more difficult.
Yeah.
Moses Brown.
Oh yeah.
And then Tony Bradley.
Moses Brown.
Tony Bradley. Cup of coffee there.
I wouldn't have thought of
that.
that.
That was very difficult.
Yeah, they weren't.
Okay.
They weren't flying in the brain. DeMontis Sabonis, so that was a dumb one.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was the 1 year. Blah blah. blah.
Yeah, you sort of forget he gets played for the Thunder.
Yeah, one quick year. Good.
All right, so I got the number one pick. We're drafting the best players from the NBA Finals. Okay, this is a great pick to have.
Yeah. You got it.
Yeah, I'll take the Canadian. I'll take Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. No brainer. Excited to see if Indiana can even slow this guy down. He had 2 monster games against them in the regular season. Now, 1 game, no Aaron Nesmith to put on him. That was the one where he went for 45 points. But then the other one, he was just as awesome. I think he went for 33 and 8 in like 31 minutes in that game too. Blowout. That one, they did have Nesmith. This guy right now, he started, I guess we could say he started the playoffs sort of slow. The shot wasn't falling, but he has turned it on and the numbers are unreal. And so I have him with the number one pick. Okay, great.
Obviously, you got to do that one.
Yeah.
He had ridiculous numbers against the Pacers this year. I mean, those numbers are crazy. On crazy efficiency.
And
as well.
1 turnover in the 2 games.
Yeah.
And like over 20 trips to the free throw line. Which, like, let's be honest, could be a story after tonight or in this finals. Like, if he continues to put the pressure on Nesmith, on Nembhard, and, it's a whistle in these, depending on the officials, like there could be a lot of free throws.
Yes.
Because he's damn good, and they're tough to obviously try and contain him. So SGA, number 1.
39 points, 7 boards, 8 assists, 70.8% true shooting.
Ooh.
And I think, using the word shooting, I think he'll be even hotter today because of the shoes that he is playing in. I assume he's playing in tonight. Trey or Esh grabbed a photo of him in these baby blues
new
of his
colorway.
shoes.
Yeah.
That's a gorgeous shoe.
I think these are the best yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Because he sort of had he had those like butter ones and
Yeah, they're brown.
some
They're
weird
brown.
colors. Yeah.
They're
These are nice.
Yeah, they were literally brown. These are baby blues.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe I guess it's a new colorway. Maybe people knew of them.
No, it is. It is.
Oh, it's entirely
I think they
new.
dropped a new colorway every round of the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So Converse was just like, yeah, they're probably going to the finals.
They're
just get ready
great.
to drop them every week and a half.
Okay.
Okay.
Shay.
Yep. Who you got number 2?
Well, I obviously have to go with an Indiana Pacer. I must.
Oh,
I must.
okay.
You could obviously go with Jalen Williams. The question is it Halliburton or Pascal Siakam in terms of numbers? Because of the bodies they're going to throw at Halliburton, I think they're going to go so deep in terms of the bodies that they throw at Halliburton. So I'm going to take Pascal Siakam.
Whoa.
Yeah. We're talking. Just are we talking sheer numbers?
Well,
in terms of who you're drafting,
look,
or
it's numbers,
wins?
it's impact. Yeah.
So Pascal Siakam. I'm also thinking tonight his over/under is 19.5 points.
Oh,
I don't encourage betting all that much, but it seems low.
You like
It
that
seems low.
one?
Yeah, just to
Okay.
feel it out. It was a mere 6 years ago. He had 32 in Game 1 of the 2019 Finals because everybody was concentrating on Kawhi and others. Maybe they'll be concentrating a little too much on Haliburton, but this OKC defense just stops anybody. So he could. There's been plenty of games where he's had lower than 19 this postseason, but obviously a ton of games over. So I'll take Pascal.
I don't hate the pick. I mean, he's on a heater off of the Eastern Conference Finals where he won the MVP. And you said it. He went for 32, 8, and 5 in that Game 1 back in the 2019 Finals. He's the only member of Indiana's rotation that has, NBA Finals experience. And then not only did he have that great Game 1, he bookended it with an awesome Game 6 against the Warriors in 19. He went for 26 and 10 to close out that series.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He really was good. I mean, Kawhi, you remember Kawhi because it's the only reason they won the whole damn thing. But had Siakam there as his number 2, and you take him number 2 overall, but that leaves Tyrese Haliburton for me.
Yeah.
So thank you very much.
Yeah, there you go.
I will take the 2 point guards here.
Stacked. You're stacked.
I'm stacked. Yeah, we're really good at the point guard position. I guess Haliburton coming off the bench on my team. No, this is great, but he is huge. He's instrumental in the Pacers' chances to pull off this upset, right? Like if it's like Haliburton can't be mediocre for them to win 4-7. He's got to be special in a lot of these games, I think. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can maintain control of the ball. He never turns it over for a guy that obviously pings it around and attacks and has the handle. But man, he's playing the Thunder defense here. So I'll take Haliburton, and he's got to have a couple moments where he shows off that clutch gene and hits some crazy shots, because the games are close, and that maybe will give the Pacers a chance to pull out some victories here. So SGA, Siakam, Haliburton. You got the 4th pick overall. Where are you going?
Yeah, I needed a member of OKC. I'll take Jalen Williams, considering he's should be putting up some points. There's some okay games with Jalen Williams scoring-wise, but then he does so much else on the floor, boarding, assisting. The ball will go through him as a secondary playmaker. I think he will do a lot in this series. So even though he'll be matched up against the other guy I picked first in Pascal Siakam, a lot of times it's going to be so interesting to see how big OKC stays in this series with Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren out there, or will they go small and say, hey, Jalen, you got to guard Pascal Siakam. Siakam is going to be a problem for this team, but Jalen Williams will be good at it.
And he's gotten better as postseason has gone on. Conference Finals was great. He averaged 22.2 points per game, shot nearly 50% from the floor, and was really good from 3 in that series, 12 of 26 overall for J-Dub against the Wolves in the 5-game series. Yeah, will he continue that? And a lot of people have that one circled, right? It's like, who wins the Siakam J-Dub battle there? The second Bananas, the second All-Stars.
Yes.
Who comes out on top, or do they sort of just equal each other out?
It was fair to wonder what's going to happen with J-Dub and Chet being in there, first extremely big roles here. They did it last year as well, but it was wild to see how he responded. Game 6, second round against Denver, when Denver tied up the series at 3. He had a poor game. He shot 3 of 16, had 6 points. Then Game 7, boom! Yeah. It felt like him and Chet as well came alive. Yeah. Like, this is how they play ball. This is their best version of their playoff selves. He had a monster game in Game 7 with 24.
You brought up Chet. That's who I'll take 5th overall. Chet Holmgren here, the young guy. He, look, this is very just down to the basic core of it, but I feel like when Chet Holmgren plays really well, the Thunder are damn near unbeatable. Like when he is locked in and he is scoring. I was calling this guy out early in this postseason. I was like, I don't know. Kid looks a little scared to me. Like he is passing it up way too easy, looks a little afraid of the moment. That's gone. I mean, as he's gotten more reps here in these big high pressure games, it started to go away in the Nuggets series, excuse me. I didn't even think about it in the Wolves series. He was very aggressive, obviously a difference maker on both ends. And again, if he can, he's going to help defensively, but if he can keep up his offensive production, the Pacers are in trouble if he does. So I'll take Chet Holmgren here, 5th overall. Yeah,
he feels comfortable. It looks like he's comfortable dropping all these lines, this 54 from Trey Ball, as we're seeing.
Yes, we have a fun short from Trey
in
and
those shorts.
Ash, yes.
I thought a 67 was coming. I don't know if you've seen that meme that's going around.
No.
People asking each other, what's 43 plus 27? And the person does the quick math. And they say, 67. Well, 6'7" is this lyric thing going around.
Okay.
It's a little mellow ball thing. Anyway, I thought they were connected. I thought all memes were connected somehow, but that one is not. Anyway.
Okay. All right, I got
cool
Chet.
story.
Would you have taken Chet 5?
Yeah, it's a good
when
question.
looking at the rest of the board, or no? I mean, you have the 6th pick, so who would you have taken?
Yeah, it's an up or down thing. Yeah, I probably would have taken Chet.
Okay.
But I'm going in a similar way. I think Miles Turner's going to be wide open. It's going a little bit down here, a little bit down on the board.
Okay.
I don't know why I'm taking Miles Turner. I just
Okay.
think OKC will allow him to shoot, even though he's not a corner 3-point shooter, where OKC tends to allow some space. He's an up top guy, but he is so key in this series. If OKC does go a little bit smaller, which I think they will, I think they will throw Case and Wallace on Tyrese Halliburton, or Hartenstein may sit a little bit. Chet may gravitate towards the rim as he does. Turner's going to have opportunity to let her rip. So I'll take Miles Turner.
He's got to hit these.
Yeah.
Got to hit him with some consistency for sure from 3. And then he's got to play in there because he's like their only real rim protector. So, yeah, he's important. That one,
you never know.
That one's scary. Yeah,
Yeah.
you could see some quiet games from him in the finals, but maybe not. I mean, he's their vet. So you got him at 6. All right, I got the 7th pick. I'm going to take Caruso. And you already gave me the reason why, sort of. He has started second halves here for the Thunder throughout the postseason, where Dagnall has decided to take out Hartenstein.
Yep.
I think we might see that again. I don't think he's going to start the games unless things get really out of hand, but will he continue with this sort of substitution pattern? Yeah, because OKC at times is going to go small. He in fact started 2 of the bigger games, right, during the postseason. He started Game 7 in the second half. He did a great job matching up on Jokic, and then he helped OKC win Game 4 in Minnesota when he started the second half of that one. That sort of took the commanding 3-1 lead. So I'll take Caruso. He's going to play a part in this, obviously trying to shut down the other guy. And he's been good at, giving you a couple points here or there, knocking down open threes.
Yeah.
So I'll take Caruso.
Yeah. With a lot of these guys, as we get deeper, it's fine for them to have a night where they don't score a lot of points.
Yeah,
because they're just so deep.
Yeah.
You'll get other guys producing. And I will take a guy who may have a quiet game, but also maybe dropping some threes. I'll go with Lou Dort, which is a little bit of a risk if we're counting points here. But he was 9 of 15 in the 2 regular season games against the Pacers from 3. 9 of 15. Those are monster numbers.
Yeah.
So,
but that's by choice too, right?
You gotta pick somebody.
And will Carlisle lean into that again and be like, he ain't doing that again?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And sort of leave him and have Dort try and beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing is, he has before, and you have other options if you're Dig. It's okay, he doesn't have it going. We love him defensively. Lou could also pick up 2 quick fouls.
Oh yeah,
easily. If again the whistle's being played like that, hey, you're being too physical. You're playing like a linebacker. But he's important. You're right. He's going to get those shots. Is my point.
Yeah, I do have faith in Halliburton using his speed to try and get around Lou as much as possible. Even though Lou is just so friggin' good, and I do think we'll see a lot of Case and Wallace and Alex Caruso because of that. But I'll take this chance. And the Pacers are just so good at the same time as at not allowing a ton of space for guys. I think they will let Shea go for as many as he wants and take away those secondary guys like Lou Dort. So, yeah, Lou may not even score all that much, but you never know with this guy.
All right, so I have the 9th pick here. This is now it starts to get really interesting. And so you can go a number of ways. I'm gonna flip a coin here between the 2 Pacers guys in Nesmith and Nembhard, and
I got my Looney here. It is just kidding.
Just
kidding.
That'd
Didn't
be great because it's a Looney. Okay, well it was gonna be a Looney. I have to take Nembhard then.
All right,
I'll take Andrew Nembhard, even though these guys are both important. Everybody has them as the X factors for the Pacers to make this competitive series. They got to hit the corner threes. They obviously got to stay out of foul trouble. Try and play smart and contain SGA when they are on them. You say, maybe the game plan is let SGA go get his and take away everyone else. I agree, but also don't have them parading to the free throw line, because then that allows the Thunder defense to set up and obviously gets them a little more rest. It's just easy points. I mean, SGA is basically automatic at the free throw line, so they just have to play really smart, physical. They'll be picking them up, I assume, sort of full court both times. These guys when they're on them, just trying to make them work. Just can't pick up the dumb fouls. But I'll take Andrew Nembhard, who in flipping a coin between these 2.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he goes from guarding Jalen Brunson incredibly well, not biting, staying in front. He's so good at that. And now doing it with Shea, who goes to his own rhythm, is bigger.
Yeah, they just play so different, those guys, right?
Yeah,
the way they move, exactly. Where they're even not maybe where they like to both operate around the free throw line for sure, but just the way they go about it, Brunson and SGA.
Yeah,
it's completely different.
Yeah, Nembhard will stay in front. Shea will just probably let it rip, being such a bigger guy. We'll see. And Nembhard's been awesome shooting the ball.
Yeah, and he has to continue that.
48% from three after shooting 29% in the regular season. That is a ridiculous jump. And you'd say, oh, maybe he's shooting less and he's just efficient. He's shooting actually more, shooting another 3 per game. So he's just been awesome.
So that leaves you with Nesmith unless you go somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll go with Aaron Nesmith.
Okay.
I do think he healed after having just one day in between his ankle injury and another game in between game 5 and 6 there in that series. So I think this helps, having a week off. So I think he is better, even though he was still shooting okay, but he just wasn't as quick to guard Jalen Brunson. So they yanked him and they said, Nembhard, you go get him. So I want to see how much they throw him at Shea, I should say, just because he is way bigger than Nembhard. And that's important. Yeah.
All right, to the 11th pick here. I'm torn between 2 Thunder guys. Do I go big or do I go small? I'm obviously contemplating Hartenstein, who is going to start, or Cason Wallace coming off the bench. And I will go Wallace. I will take Wallace. We've seen
pick.
Reduced minutes for Hartenstein. Now, I think Hartenstein has potential. He could sort of dominate, sneakily dominate on the boards, right? Like Mitchell Robinson sort of kicked ass on the offensive glass in the last round. Hartenstein could play that role, but then again, Daigneault might just lean into hey, we can play small ball 5. And obviously we even have Chet, so we're not even that concerned. So all that said, I'm going to go Cason Wallace because he is going to play. He's going to have to slow down, Halliburton, or maybe even when he's matched up on Andrew Nembhard and stuff like that. So I'll take him. Amazing stat here from Kevin Pelton, the Machine. Now, he got it from Genius IQ Tracking, but this is wild. When Cason Wallace defends the player bringing the ball up court in the playoffs, Thunder opponents have averaged 92.6 offensive rating as compared to a 108.3 with any other Oklahoma City defender. Just the concept of Cason Wallace putting that 90-foot pressure on the guard, bringing it up, or whoever brings it up, helps that Thunder defense. And he's such an instrumental role of playing off ball. Pressure on the ball, and then obviously he's a bit of a hawk moving around out there. So I'll go Cason Wallace, 11th.
Will the world realize how good this guy is here in the NBA Finals? I think he still will go underrated. Just how good he is defensively. He doesn't have to do a lot offensively. And so I think the average person may just not know or watch or see what Cason Wallace is doing out there. But I think he will be thrown at Halliburton a ton, and I think he can stick with him at a decent rate. And he may not have to put up a lot of points, but he will be important.
You are right. He is a guy that averages in this postseason, and he plays in every game. He's averaging 5, 3, and 3. These are very quiet box scores, but he has such more of an impact in terms of winning for OKC. So.
Yeah, and he plays a ton. I mean, he plays a lot of minutes out there. I mean, I guess it depends on the game.
It depends.
Sometimes it has dropped a little bit. I was surprised. He has gone from 27 in the regular season to 22, but he's important.
I think you're going to see him in the series.
Yeah. I think they could go small.
Especially, again, foul trouble falls on one of these guys in Dort or Caruso or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, he'll get more opportunity. Okay, you have the, what are we at, 12th pick?
Yeah, so I'll throw in Isaiah Hartenstein on my team.
Okay.
I want to see him guard Pascal Siakam to start this series. I'm sure there will be times for that. We'll see where he goes.
Jeez,
but
really?
That's
tough matchup.
It'll be he's quick.
He's too quick.
But I know Chet can hang with Pascal for sure, but Hartenstein is good. He is good. Well, he's going to guard everybody. But anyway, he's going to do a lot out there.
iHeartRadio. Is that still a thing?
I think so.
You don't hear iHeartRadio anymore.
Yeah, great question.
It
must be still a thing, right?
I mean, I forgot Sirius XM was a thing until yesterday. Stephen A. Smith's got 2 more shows coming.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
This guy does 1 million shows.
Yeah, it's incredible.
How does he do this?
For 2 hours.
It's unbelievable. He's got 2 more shows announced. Anyway, iHeartRadio, is it a thing? Let me know.
Yes, Sirius is offering a free week or something. That's how I realized.
Smart.
Hey, we're alive. Take a week. A week. What do I want a radio for a week for?
get you hooked.
Yeah, exactly. But
You're like, damn, this is good.
I ain't paying for
iHeart's still a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's great.
People
Good
still
for
heard
them.
it. All right. I have the 13th pick. Ooh. I don't know where to go here.
Yeah.
I don't know where to go. I'm sort of looking at a Pacers player, and I'll take Obi Toppin. Did I overreach? Did I go too soon on Obi Toppin? Was he going to be on the board?
I don't think so.
No.
I think the Pacers are going to try and use all his backdoor cuts on this OKC team.
Yeah, like use their pressure against them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and again, if this turns into like run and gun and we're playing quicker, faster guys, then there's a role for him and less of a role for a Thomas Bryant or a Tony Bradley. Could we see Toppin and Siakam at times being like the 5 out there? I think so. If Turner's on the bench, so Obi Toppin. Let's see some cool oops. Do you think we'll get him going through the legs on the fast break?
To throw down a dunk through the legs?
It'd have to be a blowout situation.
Oh, no, that won't happen.
Ballsy as hell.
Yeah.
Pacers
Probably
would
not.
have to be up like 20. Big steal at half. Toppin razzle dazzle through the legs. He would do it then, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, if they were up that big.
Yeah, I guess I've got the mentality that OKC is going to be too good to allow a situation
Well,
like
but
this.
there's been games where they've been blown out.
That's true.
There's like a handful, right? They got crushed by the Nuggets in one game.
Yeah.
Crushed by the Wolves.
Yeah. Obi has been balling.
Yeah,
he looks great. Never tries to make it about him. He never tries to create.
Well, that's when he gets in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
When he does try and do that.
Rick will just be spitting.
Get out
Rick
of here.
Carlisle will get him out of there. Yeah. But I'm going to stay on the Indiana side here
Okay.
for my 7th pick.
Okay.
I'm going TJ McConnell. Give a little guy the ball. We may see
Little TJ?
little TJ. We will see situations where TJ McConnell is playing a decent amount, I think. There are chances that Haliburton could get in a little foul trouble. We'll see.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Or Haliburton has been thrown off more importantly than foul trouble. But TJ's balling. TJ's an incredible player.
Hey, one of my 4 predictions was we're going to get a TJ McConnell podium game. He's going to have one real big half or game in this series. So I like the pick.
Yeah, I can't help it. I see the Megan McConnell news, his sister signing in the WNBA again. I'm all TJ right now.
That.
Yeah, ball and TJ.
All right. I'm torn between Wiggins or Mathurin. I'm gonna go Benedict Mathurin. I'm gonna take him. He's streaky. This is the thing with him.
Oh gosh,
He's very streaky scorer. He can help get your team into free throw bonus. He puts a lot of pressure on the rim. That guy attacks, and he can get to the free throw line. He's strong as hell. We saw good games. He put up 20 points in Game 4 in the East Finals. Then he had 23 in Game 5 versus the Knicks. But he had 15 total points across the other games. So, which Mathurin are you getting here? But I think at some point, especially if, they're down 2-0 or maybe they are getting waxed, Rick Carlisle will not be afraid to get creative and try something new. So maybe there's an opportunity there. So I'll take Benedict Mathurin at 15th overall in our draft. We might as well take this to 20. Hey, why not? Let's do it. We're moving with some pace here.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah, so there's lots of OKC members still remaining here.
So who do we got? A couple Williams. We got a Joe, and that's probably about it. And Wiggins. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wiggins.
AJ Mitchell might even play in this series. They are so deep. I'm debating between Aaron Wiggins or Kenrich Williams. I think this is a Kenrich Williams series. I think
you're right.
I'm taking Kenrich Williams. They may try and size down a little bit.
He could play the 5. He has.
Yes, and he'd be good at it. I think they'd match up pretty well. That could throw off the Pacers' bigs a little bit. Plus, I saw his new haircut, and that brought me back as the guy took a photo of him.
We say new haircut, but this is his haircut.
It's his haircut, but it's fresh.
Yes.
The separation on the back of his head between most of his head and then the bottom, and it brought me back. I had to bring back all the nicknames that I asked for from our listeners and viewers. I said, "What is this haircut?" called.
Right.
Here they are: the speed bump, mustache neck, mud flaps, mini mullet mud flap, CPAP too tight line. That's very good. Oklahoma panhandle, a fro divided. That is a good one. A drop shag, which could be the actual.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And it looks like a bloated exclamation point, as Roberto Aguilar said.
Yeah.
So the Bro Smith, Graham Milana, Robert MacArthur, Hoops Distillery, C. Godby, Matt Johnson, Tony Sellers, and Sean GMC with all those.
Wow.
Had to give him credit for
Okay.
that. It's a fun one. Yeah, the guys grabbed it yesterday during media day, and he's going to play, it feels like.
Well, that's the funny part. Did he barely played in the first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
We barely saw him. Maybe we saw him in blowout situations, like he got in there. But then he was playing in the Wolves in the Western Conference Finals. He played in all 5 games, I think.
Wow.
So he had a bit of a role. Like, not huge. He wasn't getting massive minutes, but yeah. I'm with you. I think he gets an opportunity here. So you're taking that Williams.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that leaves. I got to take Aaron Wiggins at this point.
Yeah, that's the one.
He has slipped down the board here. So not much to add. Obviously, he's out there. He can do both. He can give you a little defensive capabilities, and obviously can hit the 3. Him and Joe as sort of your 3-point shooters there off the bench. So I'll take Aaron Wiggins. Won't overthink it. A couple finals ago, we were talking about another Wiggins.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so talking about Andrew, of course, helping Steph Curry get that 4th title for him. But Aaron trying to get his first.
Aaron. The ones who remain: Isaiah Joe. Will he play? Maybe yes, maybe no.
Where did you come from? Where did you go?
Jalen, not Jalen Williams.
Mm-hmm.
And then your Thomas Bryant, Ben Shepherd, Tony Bradley from the Pacers side of things. I'll take Thomas Bryant. Got a little faith in him. Got a little faith. You know.
Okay.
It's a chance. It's a chance. All these, the deeper cuts again.
Yeah.
May or may not play. I do think. Yeah, I'm taking a risk here. But I do think he'll play.
I mean,
he's got to play.
Had an awesome game.
He's
6.
got to play. Yeah.
The best game of his postseason career.
Yeah.
All right, and then like you said, a couple left here. I'll take. I mean, it's Ben Shepherd or Joe. Give me Ben Shepherd. Carlisle has shown a lot of trust in him, I think. And this guy,
a lot.
He's sort of like Nemhard, where he couldn't hit a 3 in the regular season. 34%. Okay, that's like fairly average. 42% in the playoffs for Ben Shepherd, and he's out there for defense as well. They like how hard he tries on that end. So give me Ben Shepherd and his mustache. Wow, imagine he ran into the back of Kenrich Williams' head. Stash on backstash.
Or
it'd be like they were kissing in a weird way.
You run into him, and somebody got to create a video of that mustache taking up that space. I mean, right?
He fills in the rest of his hair.
Yeah.
Wow.
It could happen.
Imagine we learn it's like we keep joking. Gogo Batazzi has a wig.
Right.
And we learn that Ben Shepherd's not a real mustache, and
Yeah.
it gets stuck right on Kenrich Williams,
Exactly.
the divide in his hair. Yeah.
Yeah, the glue comes off.
All right, so I got Ben Shepherd as my last pick. So you got your final pick. It's basically between Joe and Jalen Williams, I guess.
Yeah, and Jalen Williams may play, maybe the other Kenrich Williams, or the replacement for Kenrich Williams, who I think will play more than. But I'll take Joe. You never know with Isaiah Joe. He can come off and drop 10 for you, no problem.
Okay. So there it is. I guess the guy left on the board is Jalen Williams, which is pretty amazing that we're even like having this conversation. All these guys we listed, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they actually play, of course, and have an impact, and win a quarter or a half, or or a big story. And that's weird. The NBA Finals were like 7 guys tops, maybe an 8th guy, but 7. You shorten the rotation, not these teams, not these coaches, which is sort of fun.
And there's an outside chance AJ Mitchell plays and gets some minutes as well. He's had a couple double-digit games here in the postseason. I mean, that was the blowout with the Wolves and a blowout of the Nuggets, but we'll see.
All right, so my team was SGA, Halliburton, Chet Holmgren, Caruso, Nemhard, Kaysen Wallace, Obi Toppin, Benedict Mathurin, Aaron Wiggins, and Ben Shepherd. And Tass went with Pascal Siakam as his first pick.
Wild.
J-Dub, Miles Turner, Dort, Neesmith, Hartenstein, McConnell, Kenrich Williams, Thomas Bryant, and Isaiah Joe.
Yeah.
There you go.
All because I couldn't name some Pacers and Thunder, which ain't easy.
No,
you forget about. We just talked about Oladipo making 2 All-Star games. We're going through the drafts. We're going through the all-rookie teams and how many All-Star appearances they made. I forget. Those were good Pacers teams with Victor Oladipo as an All-Star, and then he got hurt, obviously.
Do you think you would have had more success if I had said, name any player to have played for either franchise? Like, because you were trying to go back.
When
far.
I hear the year of 2010, maybe that sucked me into an older time. I don't know. There's no excuse. No excuse. The Domantas Sabonis, Victor Oladipo, they were traded for each other.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why I thought you'd get that.
Yeah, no, you should know that.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's weird.
But 31 players have played for both franchises. But, of course, we're talking Pacers and then Sonics Thunder. The ones that lead by win shares, Detlef Schrempf. That's a good one. Obviously had some really good years with the Sonics and with the Pacers too. Paul George, Sam Perkins, Derek McKee, and then George Hill, believe it or not, cracking that. He had a lot of his success with the Pacers, not a lot with the Thunder.
I don't remember, even though I said him, I don't remember many of his OKC days.
He played literally 14 games, so that's why you don't remember that.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go, ranking them, drafting them, and we're obviously very excited for Game 1 tonight. And let's talk a little bit about it. I guess my question is, it can be about Game 1 specific or about the finals in totality, but like, what is the biggest question do you think that's going to shape the NBA Finals? If you had to pick, one or two, what's your main focus on to decide the winner?
Well, from the Pacers side, it's all about Tyrese Halliburton and getting into the paint and getting as much penetration as he can, not to score, because that is a requirement of him for sure, but to set things up, to get things going. And he just has to penetrate. He has to get by that perimeter defense of Lou Dort. And then it's going to be an Alex Caruso. It's going to be a Cason Wallace. Yep. There's going to be some J-Dub in there as well. So there's too many of them. He has to be decisive to get into that paint, to get 2 feet into the paint, to spray to the corners, especially because the shots come from there, but just to get that OKC defense moving a little bit. Yeah. That is so important in this series. Tyrese Halliburton, it's on him. Now, I think they're going to go to Andrew Nembhard to help him run the show plenty. If OKC is doing really good against preventing Halliburton from getting in there. Yeah, face guard, sure. But the
that's
Pacers
Dort. If Dort's on him, Dort is like, his whole thing is like, I am on you. I am basically inside you, like hand up on your chest, and wherever you go, I shadow. Yeah.
And I wonder sometimes if Lou Dort may be a little too physical, a little too big for Halliburton, if he can keep it moving, because he is monstrous in comparison to Halliburton. But he's so good at that. Maybe it will throw Halliburton off. So I think there will be some pressure on Nembhard to create. And here comes TJ McConnell to help him out. But the Pacers just have to be the Pacers. They have to move the ball. They pass more than anybody in the playoffs. 314 passes per game. Golden State was right up there before they got eliminated. That's 60 more than the Thunder have per game. Yeah. They pass it a lot. So
it's beautiful
up to
basketball.
Those guys. It is
it's fun as hell to watch. Just keeps pinging around. My question is sort of related to yours, I guess, Halliburton and talking about the point guard play. But can the Pacers win or at least not get cooked in the turnover game? Possession is going to be a hot word here in this series, because Indy, the one strong suit of them, despite moving that ball around and passing it nonstop, like you said, they don't turn the ball over all that much, despite that free flow in offense.
Nope.
Third lowest turnover rate in the league this year. And so against any other team, you're feeling pretty good, but this is the Thunder, and they lead the league in both forced turnover rate and turnover prevention. And I saw Mike Shearer at Basketball Poetry, a great Substack, one of my favorites. He had a great point about this defense when it cranks up of OKC. He said, quote, most teams go on a run with hot shooting. 1-3 turns into another, and suddenly it's a 9-0 run in the span of 30 seconds. But the rolling Thunder smack opponents with steals, blocks, and deflections. And that's how they ignite their runs. It's not offensively, it's this defensive juggernaut that just cranks it up for a minute or two, and suddenly you're like, oh my God, steal, deflection, and then it's fast break points the other way. And in the blink of an eye, whatever we call it, a thunderstorm, a thunderclap, a thunderbolt, that's like that little avalanche there that just like takes games and gives it to OKC. And we've seen it time and time again. So all of that free flowing offense from Halliburton and all these guys, Siakam and Nembhard, like I just can't wait to see if they can do it against the Thunder, where they have all these guys, they move their feet, their arms are up, they help out, they rotate, they talk, and then in come another wave of guys and it's nonstop. So that to me is just like they can't get destroyed in the turnover battle, because I think OKC is going to do a pretty good job on the glass, sort of like the Knicks did in the Pacers series, but it's the turnover part of this equation. They have to keep it close.
Yeah, and the Pacers just have not been bad at it, as you said, throughout the postseason, just a
great.
little over 12. So that's a good number for them, but it will be different against OKC. There's no doubt. And it doesn't matter even if OKC's up 6 or whatever, because OKC can just turn it on for those few minutes, as you said. We get that thunder clap, thunder roll, thunder bolt, thunder.
They all work, don't they?
Yeah, they're all good.
I don't know what your favorite is, but yeah, they're those the back-breaking, like game-changing defensive stands that blow open games and flip games
for the run.
Because you have Caruso, Dort, Wallace. Those are some of the leagues. Those might be like 3 of the top, 10 in point of attack defenders. Just ball hawks. Put that guy on the best offensive player and they can contain them. Then you have Caruso is also really good, and so is J-Dub actually, like disruptive off the ball defensive guys. Like they're guarding their guy, but like they're actually like keeping their eye and ready to jump passing lanes and stuff like that and use their size to get in there and their wingspans. And then Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Oh yeah,
it's no slouch defensively, especially with his
not a question.
Physical abilities. And I feel like we haven't seen it a lot in the postseason, but you saw it a lot over the last couple of regular seasons because we watched a lot of Thunder games. He loves the poke from behind steal. So I wonder if you're going to see that a couple times, maybe versus Halliburton and other guys he's matched on when they try and go by him. SGA loves to do that, uses long reach and try and poke it out from behind. And then Holmgren, he's got 32 blocks in 16 games in the postseason. So he's been great. Anyway, Pacers need to reduce turnovers because we know OKC can run. Any other cues in this one, in game 1 or the finals?
I think we all covered it. I mean, you just slipped in Pascal Siakam. He's so important at initiating offense for this team, because there will be some OKC plays where they make Shai pass and force him to pass on the perimeter. Pascal Siakam is one of these Pacers. If there's any little advantage, they do have more playmakers, I would say, than OKC, because you rely on Shai and J-Dub in the starting lineup. Here comes Case and Wallace. I would say the Pacers have a little bit of a number advantage with Halliburton, Nembhard, Pascal Siakam, and TJ McConnell. But I think a lot of it will be on Pascal Siakam to do it, because OKC is going to force the ball out of Halliburton's hands, and here comes Pascal. Pascal, he's that guy. He's that glue guy that the offense stinks. We're 5 seconds left in the shot clock or 8 seconds left in the shot clock. He makes it happen. Yeah. So it's just going to be a Pascal series. I think he's going to be really, really important. That's why that over 19.5 is nice tonight. It's nice. Just do it. Well, I've seen it 1,000 times. When you see a number below 20, when you know a guy is capable, I mean, he should be able to do that. Sure. Obviously, but we'll see.
All right. Well, all the talk is basically done now
for
the finals, which is great. Now we can actually play the games and then sort of comment on those. So game 1 tonight, 8:30 on ABC. Okay, got some news for you here. Just bounce around a little bit. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver confirmed Wednesday during an appearance on Breakfast Ball. I had never heard of this show, but that's what he was on.
Yeah, I've seen clips of that set.
Yeah, with those guys.
Carton. It's a Boomer and Carton sometimes. Boomer's not there, but it was Carton.
I have no idea.
Oh, I know those guys.
Okay.
I've transcribed some of those guys before Carton. But I know it's called Breakfast Ball.
Yeah. I didn't know
that's new. That's a new name.
Maybe.
I guess. I don't know.
Anyway, Silver was on this, and he was talking about the 2026 All-Star Game, and he basically confirmed that the type of format is going to feature American players competing against international players. Now, we sort of knew this. Silver had already alluded to this, but he's doubling down. It's like, hey, this is happening. He pointed to the timing of the event in February that's going to coincide with the Winter Olympics, which means athletes representing their countries will sort of be in the headlines. And he saw the success of the NHL doing it, even though that was a whole different thing than one All-Star game. But you're going to give this a go here. And I think you at the time were a fan of this concept and a why not. You still feel that way?
Yes, I'm a fan of having the country on your chest. Ideally, it would be multiple countries and not just the U.S. However, U.S. versus the world is exciting. I can see why Adam Silver is doing this smack dab in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Why not get people who maybe don't know about the All-Star game and an All-Star game that's obviously been descending in popularity over the years
Right.
to actually see a game. That being said, the most exciting thing for me as a basketball fan is to see NBA players excited about it. All it takes is players caring about it. And seeing Giannis Antetokounmpo have this tweet that he saw, the USA versus the world, which showed photos of what would probably be the starting teams, you know,
At least for the world, yeah.
Yeah, in theory, yeah. The U.S. one of LeBron, Durant, Curry, Anthony Davis, and Tatum might not be it, but when you see Jokic and Luka and Wemby and Giannis and Shea, and you see Giannis say, this should be next year's All-Star Game format, must-see basketball, it's pretty exciting. And then you get into the benches. It's exciting lineups. I mean, Donovan Mitchell, Brunson, Mobley, Banchero, Booker, Bam, Hallie on that.
Yeah, that's not going to be a problem
American
for Team America.
Yeah,
what
well,
about the rest of the international players?
It'll be fine. Siakam, Şengün, Franz, Larry Markkinen, Sabonis. These guys don't got to play a ton. I mean, these are all all-stars.
So,
I think they're Franz will be there one day.
Yeah, yeah. I guess that's my one reservation with this. It's like we're just assuming. I mean, we don't know how it's going to work, right? It could be 5-on-5 for all we know. I don't know. Maybe they just pick normal all-stars and they say, "Hey, best 5 international players and best 5 American players. You guys want to play a little mini game?" I don't know. But last year of the 26 all-stars named, because there were some like substitutions, right, with injuries, I think only 7 of them, 7 or 8, were international. So it's like we can't just like go like. What I don't want it to happen is like I don't want people, international guys, let's be honest, that are not really deserving of an all-star spot just because they're international players to help fill out a team. That'll be very odd.
I'm with
Especially because we put so much stock into all-star appearances for a legacy. Like, we do. I mean, whether it's right or wrong, we do. Like, 10-time all-star, 15-time all-star, whatever. Even like 5-time all-star. That helps his Hall of Fame chances. Like, so we can't do that. So I'm just like, I guess I'm like, wait and see how they're going to actually do this. I won't get too upset, but I don't know. That part's a little odd to me.
It is. Last year's an odd one because Luka wasn't there.
Okay.
Larry Markkinen didn't make it. Franz didn't make it. But Sabonis as well. So I guess that's where they're coming from. Either way, how much do you play these guys? Adam Silver loves the 40-minute game.
Oh, God. Does he ever? He won't stop talking about it.
He won't stop talking about it. He wants to make this thing as short as possible. But either way, I'm excited about guys caring about it, and I think they will. You change it from East-West to U.S. versus world. Guys will care a little bit. It's during the Olympics, even though it ain't their Olympics
right.
at all. But I can see why Adam Silver is continuously commenting that it's on NBC.
Oh God, yeah.
Where the Olympics are happening, even though it's no connection to the Olympics, but it will bring in new fans. There's no doubt about that.
It's funny you say that. I think the biggest thing from Silver's clip on Breakfast Ball yesterday, it's being overlooked by everyone, is Silver said, and I'm quoting here, talking about the All-Star game, is now going to be in the afternoon instead of the evening.
Yeah.
Not enough people, I don't think, caught this.
Yeah.
Because he sort of mumbled it. He sort of slipped it in while he was talking about being on NBC and having the lead-in of the Winter Olympics, and then the Winter Olympics are coming on after. So this is going to be on during the day. I don't mind that.
No.
I like that. Very, very good stuff doing that. And maybe that'll, like I've always talked about All-Star games and All-Star weekends. To me, they are for kids, really, more than anyone. At least when I was a kid, I thought the All-Star game was the coolest damn thing in the world.
Right.
Now it's a different time. You can watch all these guys all the time. And it's not like, you don't see the players. You only hear about them and all that. But on during the day, okay, that's interesting to me. Seriously.
Yeah. And you love the Olympics.
I do love the Olympics.
This is like heaven. I mean, you're more a Summer Olympics guy.
I'm more of a Summer Olympics guy.
But it's got to get us there. We got to be there. Aren't you guys a little more excited to be, air quotes, working during a daytime rather than a nighttime game? I think that's fun.
Always. Always.
I guess. It's on the weekend, though.
It is a Sunday. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Yeah, for us, it doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
I'm intrigued.
JD, you've left plenty of All-Star weekends before the All-Star game happens.
Yeah.
Now you're going to be there.
Yeah.
I don't know you're going to be there, but I'm just assuming if it's a daytime game and it's the freaking Olympics are happening at the same time.
Yeah.
It's
I
pretty
guess.
exciting.
I
Come
guess.
on,
We're
it's
going
exciting.
straight
The Olympics
from
are there.
speed skating into the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah. I don't.
And now we take it from the bobsled track over to Los Angeles.
Yeah, I'm assuming. I'm just lumping these things together and assuming the Summer Olympics are so good. One of my best memories, experiences in sports for sure, being at a Summer Olympics.
Hell yeah, man, preach.
Of course. So I'm just excited to see both sides lumped in. Of course, it's winter. It's different.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean it's going to start in the morning if it's in LA? If he's saying it's an afternoon game?
Good point. He did say afternoon.
And where Olympics are in Milan?
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I think so. They're in Italy.
It's in Italy.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, time zone.
I don't know.
You're
I
going
don't
to
know
do
what
your head
time.
in trying to figure that out. The
don't
point
know
is
what
there's
time.
going to be a bunch of Winter Olympics on,
Right.
whether it's live or not, being shown on NBC.
Right.
Then we're going to show you the All-Star game. And
then
then
we
right
go
after that,
into
we're going more into
Prime
Winter
time,
Olympics.
the prime time version of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm into it.
I mean, it should help ratings, but
Should help, right? It
should.
For sure. The live Olympics will be afternoon as well, like early afternoon, considering Italy, 8 hours ahead.
Why don't we
to
just have
9
them play a hockey
9 hours
game?
ahead.
That's a great idea.
forget basketball. Have them compete in these little mini Winter Olympic sports. There we go.
Yeah.
Then they can all represent their own country. And we'll count them as medals in the Winter Olympics.
Jokic can play hockey?
It's a great idea.
Well, I don't know. We're going to find out. Yeah. Send them all over to Italy and have the NBA All-Stars compete in the events.
Right.
And whoever's... Anthony Edwards always tells us I'd be the best at everything.
yeah.
Well, let's find out.
He's
See how you are on the luge.
He's on the team.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't even mention him. Yeah, because I guess I didn't mention him because he's playing hockey. He's not going to be there.
Right. All right, we'll see. We'll see what they got cooking here. I mean, it can't be worse than it was.
No, well,
Literally can't be worse.
Well, Adam messed up last year when he did that variety show. That wasn't a basketball game. It was not a basketball game. It was Mr. Beast, great guy. It was Kevin Hart.
It was the swan song for Inside.
Oh, that wasn't a basketball game.
I know.
That first
was a
version of the tournament was all right. It was good. The first version of the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Wemby was going both ways. I mean, he was making an impact on both sides. They cared in that first. Whatever. It's over, Adam. We can design it for you. We can make it happen. It's not going to be a 40-minute game. It's going to be a basketball game. Guys are going to get out from the locker room and play basketball.
Here he goes again.
Just play basketball.
You've done this like
I've
4
heard
years
this
running.
every goddamn
year,
year.
you like, it's going to happen. It's going to work. They're going to play hard. I mean, God bless you, Josh.
It almost happened last year.
almost happened.
Well, they messed up.
They did.
That wasn't a basketball
I
game.
agree with you.
I think they should play basketball. That's what I'm concerned about.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll see.
I should have made the trivia question for the first pick in the NBA Finals Best Players Draft. Can you name all 4 teams from last year's mini tournament, the All-Star tournament?
Oh, name those. I thought we were talking about
No,
Finland,
no,
Canada,
no,
USA.
not the hockey.
That was fun.
Do you remember what the 4 team names were?
Oh, they have to TMCs, right? They're like it
No,
had to
like
do with
The TNT people.
Oh, it was theirs.
Yeah.
I forgot. I thought it had to do with TMC.
No,
with-
you're thinking of the Rising
Yeah,
Stars game.
yeah.
It was Chuck's Global Stars versus Kenny's Young
Yeah,
Stars
yeah.
versus Shaq OGs versus Candace's Rising Stars because they won their way in, if you
Who
recall.
was the? Sorry, did you say international for one of them?
I said Global Stars
Oh,
because that
Global
was Chuck's
the
whole
name.
thing.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Because they like rigged the draft, remember?
Oh, I remember.
They gave us a precursor to this, I guess. Anyway, moving on. The Phoenix Suns are hiring Cavaliers assistant coach Jordan Ott to be the franchise's next head coach. We had a pair of Cavs assistants, Ott and Johnny Bryant. They emerged as the finalists for Phoenix's coaching job this week, and they met with the Suns' top brass in Michigan on Tuesday. According to Shams, Devin Booker was involved in the search process and gave Ott his stamp of approval. So Jordan Ott, 40 years old, been a long-time assistant coach for over a decade. He's worked under Budenholzer, who he replaces in Phoenix, and he's worked under Kenny Atkinson, and Jacques Vaughn, Steve Nash, Darvin Ham. Any thoughts on Jordan Ott as the next head coach of the Suns? Their 4th different head coach in the last 4 seasons.
Yes, that is wild.
Yeah.
He seems like he is well deserving of this, given the stamp of approval from Devin Booker, also from Steve Nash, who was also his head coach in Brooklyn, where he was an assistant there. He worked with Kenny Atkinson in Brooklyn and Cleveland just this past year, so he knows great offenses.
Right.
Can he use those chess pieces and do it himself? I suppose it could happen. Now, everybody watching the Phoenix Suns sort of lumps this together with Matt Ishbia's hire of Brian Gregory as the GM, who was an assistant coach when Ishbia played at Michigan State. We're going back here. But Jordan Ott was also part of Michigan State, getting his master's there, as a video coordinator. But this is way different than Brian Gregory, who no one in the NBA would have hired as a GM because he was a coach in college. Their new GM was a coach in college for like 20 years, and then Matt Ishbia brought him in to sort of be a consultant to help out, and then bam, gives him the GM job. Here, Jordan Ott, I know people are making that Michigan State connection back to Matt Ishbia's days as a player with Michigan State. It is very different because last year, Charles Lee got the job in Charlotte, but there was a good chance that Jordan Ott was going to get that job. So it is a legitimate choice here. We'll see how he does. I did go into yesterday's conversation about the Phoenix Suns getting a younger type of coach and a guy that doesn't have a lot of experience. This guy he's 40 years old. He's extremely young here, if I'm not mistaken. So he fits that archetype of a new head coach, which is good. Like I just mentioned, Charles Lee, guys have been around but haven't got a chance. Those are the types of guys that seemingly will get more and more jobs.
And that's a different direction for the Suns.
Very.
They've been generally bringing in like, hey, you've won a title. Bring in big name Vogel. Bring in big name Budenholzer. And this is a different direction. Does it show you that maybe they are more rebuilding? I mean, I know they're going to say they're not, but, I think bringing in a guy like Ott doesn't mean like, oh, we're going to be like instant contenders or something like that.
No.
This is changing the identity a little bit, probably for the better. I think this is smart, and we'll see what he's like. Shams wrote that Ott is known around the NBA as a strong communicator with his players and his coaching staff, someone who spends an incredible amount of time studying trends and pathways to adjust based on new patterns. The guy's a pattern man, but he's also known as like a grinder. So, yeah, they're going this direction. Now, you brought up Ishbia. Did you see these reports from PHNX?
Oh, I sure did.
Yeah, Ishbia apparently emailed the Suns basketball operations team internally on Wednesday, taking accountability for not doing enough to establish a culture and an identity in Phoenix. The Suns owner stated that he tried running the typical NBA owner playbook of hiring experts, signing checks, and getting out of the way, but no one was happy with that outcome. So now, despite insisting that he is not reviewing film or designing offenses or even running the draft room, Ishbia intends to be extremely active in the decisions and management. He acknowledged his more unconventional approach as an owner is to ensure the Suns get back to the requisite level of winning that's been absent the last few years. Could be a big uh-oh here. Is he saying, I was hands off? I'm just hiring people, hiring the experts, getting out of the way, paying them, and it wasn't working. So I'm getting in there now a little bit more.
Yeah.
And I'm taking control of this.
It sure seemed like he was getting his hands in there when he said, regardless, when he came in and said, we are going to get Kevin Durant, James Jones, we're going to get him.
Right.
So it's already been indicative of that organization. So it's not all that different.
So to this, you're sort of just roll your eyes at like, oh, now you're going to get involved?
Yeah.
Right.
He hired Gregory as his GM because of who he is. I was more worried. Yeah, I was more worried then. Obviously, Brian Gregory has a experience in terms of basketball, but not as a GM. So that was a little bit more of a concern than the Jordan Ott hire. I do wonder how the front office will operate, how it's going to happen. This whole idea of the Suns going younger in terms of their, coaching, but also just the way they play, their roster. Are they going to build it around Devin Booker? are they just going to go super young? Are they going to go get draft picks? I mean, that is what Brian Gregory, the GM, has been hired for. There's just a bunch of questions. It was like I couldn't believe that they hired Brian Gregory to run their front office to change this thing up. So there are many questions. It's been written about by Doug Holler on The Athletic. I mean, I went through it. I went through it just trying to understand, is this a Nepo hire, as people are calling it? But I think besides that hire for the GM, the Jordan Ott is definitely a different route.
Well, people are joking that they should be called the East Lansing Suns. Because this is now a lot of Michigan State in the top brass here. Ishbia, like you said, Gregory, and now Ott here, Jordan Ott. You know, Jordan Ott is married to a woman also named Jordan?
I didn't know that.
Jordan and Jordan. It'd be weird.
Having the same name.
Well, you brought up the Suns like trying to maybe go younger. Will they? They want their picks back. Let's pivot to the latest with Durant, because according to a Tuesday report from The Athletic's Kelly Iko, the Suns are being aggressive in their efforts to trade veteran star Kevin Durant, which have involved several calls to the Houston Rockets since the end of the season. Iko also wrote that the Suns have gradually lowered their asking price for the 36-year-old All-Star since potential trade talks began. We also have seen a lot of reports. I think Shams had it. I feel like others did as well. There are 4 to 6 contenders that are interested in Durant this offseason. Now, I tweeted this yesterday. Okay, the Rockets, they're interested, I think. Especially the Suns want their picks back, so that's a big part of the equation. The Spurs seem interested, and there's some whispers that KD would maybe go play for San Antonio. I think the Timberwolves are a team still interested in potentially trying to make a move for KD to pair him with Ant. And then it's like, what are these other teams? What are these other 1 to 3 teams, I guess? People say the Knicks. People say, I guess the Mavericks were at one point. I don't think they are, but
4 to 6 does seem high. I saw your tweet, and I didn't see any good responses.
People said the Heat are always interested. I guess the Warriors were interested at the trade deadline when they go get Butler. So
it feels like the first few teams that you mentioned are the ones.
You think it's either going to be Rockets, Spurs, or Wolves?
Yeah, the Wolves,
making a Durant.
I don't know about the Wolves.
So you think it's one of the
first
two?
Rockets or Spurs sort of makes sense to me. And I saw from the X a potential trade.
Okay.
It was reported by Jake Weinbach, and it sort of makes sense when you look at it, because the Spurs have a lot in the cupboards for draft picks, and they have a lot of young players that potentially, maybe could impress the Phoenix Suns. So it feels like the Suns are going way younger, and so a deal with Devin Vassell and Harrison Barnes being the guys that come back, along with a couple of their draft picks, because they do have a lot. One of their own picks, let's say it's the number 14 pick this month in the draft.
All right. So not their super high pick, their second one.
Yeah, the number 2 ain't coming, I don't think, for KD. Although, we'll talk about how long KD has left. I think it's still a long time. But they also have so many picks. They have a couple Bulls picks. It's got some restrictions on it, but they have one in 26. They have one in 27. They have Hawks picks. Or a Hawks pick, I should say, that awesome pick that they got for DeJounte Murray. So there's a lot of picks there. So the Spurs one does seem to work. And I bring up Kevin Durant's age because he'll be 37 going into next year, it's old. But he seems like he is aging extremely well. He had a ridiculously good year shooting the ball from everywhere. So it's got to be a lot of years. If you're the Spurs, you have to have him a lot of years to pair with Wemby. And so that's why I can understand when people are saying, nah. But if it's 5 years with Wemby, that's a lot of years. I know. I'm saying this guy's going to be playing well into his 40s. Playing well into his 40s. Yeah, I think he will.
The thing here, the Spurs, you're right. They have a lot of picks. I guess Devin Vassell is the key piece there. Harrison Barnes, obviously, to make the money work.
Yeah.
And have that going back. But Eco noted that Phoenix is looking to be aggressive in regaining full control of their draft capital.
Okay.
Starting with the number 10 pick in next month's draft. And the Rockets are the team that has all of their draft capital, or at least some of it. They have the Suns 2025 and 2027 first-round picks, and they have the right to swap 2029 first. And then the Wizards hold a bunch of rights to swap selections in 26 and 30 with Phoenix. They just have nothing, and they would love to get their own back. And I think that's an important part. Like, we always talk like, oh yeah, get all these trades, or get all these draft picks. But if like they're not yours and they're other teams, it's like now you're banking on those teams, of course, being bad and then obviously hitting it in the lottery and getting lucky. But if they're yours, you have more obviously control over the direction and maybe the promise of those picks. Now I know obviously the draft lottery changes that to some extent, but still, I think they really would love their own draft capital back. And that's why the Rockets can play hardball here to some extent. They can just be like that's why I think this is going down, them lowering what they would actually take for Durant. If they are really aggressively talking to the Rockets here. And the Rockets are just like, probably just wise to be like, pluck out this young player and then maybe not this less pick. Like, they just, if they want their own picks back so bad and starting even with this number 10 pick this year, then they can afford to do that. So I guess I don't know if he's going to end up on Houston, San Antonio, or it is the NBA. There's always a wild card team that can come out of nowhere.
It's such an interesting thing for Devin Booker, who gave this stamp of approval for this young coach, to say, all right, I mean, this is where we're going, but also we're going to trade Kevin Durant. And so how good are you going to be for a long period of time here in the Western Conference? That's just too good. Where are they going to build from? And yes, they can go get their own picks in, I think you mentioned it, 27 or 29 are the ones that Houston still has. According
they have the swap in 29,
yeah,
and then have the 27,
okay,
I believe so.
Yeah, so it's fun. It's fun doing this. I'm all over the sport tack. I love it. I call it sport tack. I don't know why.
What is it?
It's sport track.
Yeah.
But it's so good. It's just so good at using the trade machine. It's the best trade machine around.
That's your favorite trade machine?
That's my favorite. It's fun. It's fun. So what are the Suns going to do? Does Devin Booker want to be there for an extended period of time here? Again, in a West, that's tough. It's very tough. And what is that team? They are Bradley Beal and Devin Booker as your head guys if you're trading Kevin Durant, unless you get something spectacular. And the Devin Vassell is sort of a little too similar to Devin Booker, I guess. So maybe that trade looks a little poof. But it's all about the picks, I guess.
The final piece from Kelly's article that caught me by surprise maybe a little bit. Houston is expected to bring back Fred VanVleet, according to both the team and league sources, by either picking up his $44.9 million team option for the 25-26 season or negotiating a new deal at a lower but team-friendly salary. So now that doesn't mean VanVleet hypothetically could be moved, especially if you go big game hunting. Maybe, we're talking Giannis at that point, but sounds like they really want him there, and maybe they just renegotiate and get a sort of a longer deal, but more team-friendly deal.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, he's been important to them.
He has been.
Yeah.
And he got better as the season went on into the playoffs, because he didn't have an incredible regular season, but kudos to Fred VanVleet for getting that paid, that 2 years plus a team option, which it looks like Houston would say, yeah, let's do it. Next year, there's just not a lot that they're obligated to pay right now. They can still do some things. Obviously, Jalen Green and Şengün's new contracts kick in, but they're not. There's money to be had there with Steven Adams coming off the books. They could do some things.
All right, we'll call it there. Getting you all ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight. Trey and Esh are going to have an immediate reaction pod, hopefully from the floor of OKC, so later tonight. So keep your eye on that, both on YouTube and in your podcast feed. And then we're back here tomorrow from the Classic Factory to obviously break down Game 1 in detail, talk about some other NBA news. There's always trade rumors right now, and really get into it. Maybe have some rapid fire fun. It is the drop, why not? So we'll do that, but those guys tonight. So again, subscribe, share the show, 5-star ratings and reviews. Thanks for joining us today. It was a fun one, and we will see you either tonight, the guys from OKC, or tomorrow here in the Classic Factory. Until then, Clipper Bros.
You heard it here first. Have a great time. Turn up. Love you guys. Awesome.
Thanks for joining us, and remember, the Thunder do their post-game interviews with their entire team. They still do that in the playoffs. I know people think that's corny. I don't think that's corny at all. I think about the Miami Heat when Chris Bosh used to do the thing and the thing. What I want to see is our guys, Esh and Trey,
in the scrum,
get some sort of video up. Yeah, I just want to see them as part of it. You can't do the show right behind them. That's too many things. But I want to see them. I want to see him today.
Well, Isaiah Hartenstein said he was a big fan of No Dunk / The Starters.
He did.
Told TK right to his face. He got excited. It's like, oh yeah, I used to watch you all the time, man.
When I was younger, he said.
Yeah. Don't watch you now. I'm an old man now. All right, well, we can't wait to see the guys from tonight in OKC and enjoy game one. We'll see you tomorrow. Brace the day, people.